We all need to do. Everybody's so compliant. Everybody's staying home. Everybody's doing what they're told. No! Stop doing what you're told! Get mad! Stand up! We are now aware. We are others aware. Awareness ends this. When people realize the virus is not dangerous, when people realize businesses are the target of this and we save them, when people realize that putting your kids in that school is going to cause exponentially more harm than good on a massive scale.
Of course. However, there weren't enough times for us to keep doing it. And more than anything, we have to do it more. We have to make sure that these flyers are distributed, especially in Toronto and GTA where you are at. There's one box over here, I put one box over there. So where you are, grab it. I have another box by the water under the tree. But spread it around, we'll get you more flyers. We got more shirts as well if you need. So the flyers work, and think of this, guys. This is a seed of doubt that we need to plant to the people. The best strategy to have is to come from compassion with people that are unfortunately been brainwashed by this government. The government's been heavy brainwashing people for the last now over 3 months, unfortunately. And many of you know my story. I come from Soviet Union. I was born in Soviet Union. I was 11 years old when Soviet Union collapsed. Already by that, I was heavily indoctrinated in the Soviet Union propaganda. So I can see this stuff a mile away when it comes at us.
Enough is enough!
Here are coming from Soviet Union or around the block or communist countries or whatnot. We know what the tyrannical governments are. We know when they're brainwashing people to accept the new reality. That we have been exposed to in the last now almost 4 months. Heavy censorship and heavy propaganda. Enough is enough!
Enough is enough!
Step number 2. They taking away the guns. They did that in Soviet Russia, they did that in Nazi Germany, banning the guns. What this government, dictator JT, I call him hashtag dictator GT, did during the pandemic, by the stroke of a pen, he signs the law to ban 1,500 different types of guns. Now, let me get this straight. It doesn't matter if you're pro-gun or you're for pro-gun control. What really should be concerning to every single Canadian in this country, how that was done. It was not done in a democratic country that we are. It was done with a stroke of a pen without any debate that was necessary to make sure that this legislation is actually represents the Canadians.
Dictate!
What they did in Soviet Russia before the revolution and now right after, and in Nazi Germany, they suppressed business class. Specific business class was suppressed. Why are they doing that? Because people in that sector are free thinkers. People in that sector don't like to be told what to do. People in that sector don't accept the status quo. How do you control that sector? You economically suppress them first. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough!
We are all essential. Step number 4. And they did that, and you learn so much, unfortunately, with history, and then it's really repeating itself. They did that in Nazi Germany. In Nazi Germany, they were euthanizing disabled people. I'll repeat. In 1930s, in Nazi Germany, they were euthanizing, in other words, killing in the hospital, disabled people. Do you know what's the justification for that practice? We need to create space in our hospitals. Ago, what took place in long-term care homes in Ontario specifically, and across Canada, and unfortunately across many countries around the world, is a genocide of our own elderly people.
That's right!
They did not take care of them. In other words, they not just didn't take care of them, they purposely created a situation to keep infecting people in those places. They took infected people with this virus from the hospitals and they put them in long-term care homes so that people would infect everyone in there. It happened in New York City, in New York State. It happened in the province of Ontario. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough!
Guess what happens after? Forceful confinement. Step number 4, right? Or 5? I'm mixing it. 5. Thank you for keeping on track. So step number 5 is forceful confinement. Guess what we have now? Mandatory quarantine for people that supposedly have this virus. please understand, this virus is so many times false positive. There's actually lawsuits against the government because the tests are false positive. To get a positive, and it's not even that. So now we have a forceful confinement for people. Never in the history of the world we had healthy people quarantined. They call them asymptomatic people for a reason, because they don't want to use the actual term, which is called healthy people. When you don't have any
Sexy
symptoms,
people.
you're a healthy person.
Sexy!